Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of Addington News. This is where you want to be on Cup Day, particularly if you're an owner, because the horse that wins each of our races, Darren Williams, will be right here.
Yeah, look, things are really starting to heat up now, even weather-wise, thank God. But you know, things are starting to build up. We're going to take you out the back and have a look at a couple of marquees starting to go up shortly. But I was going to say, Greg, there's a couple of mini marquees left in Hospo, but they've gone this morning, so that's the end of Hospo. It's completely sold out. So now we're ripping into, obviously, GA. There's still plenty of them available at the moment. The early birds, unfortunately, have gone.
Yep.
And there's still some tickets for Bacardi on the Green, which is going to be the coolest place on course. It's the old Lindau lawn rebranded, so that's going to be cool. Yeah, so ticketing's the next thing.
So just a bit further on ticketing, Darren, so they go on the website, addington.co.nz. That's absolutely the way you want to go. From an owner's point of view, though, the day before we're going to do a special Addington News explaining exactly how it's all going to work, even taking the owners through the marquee they're going to be in.
Yeah, not just the owners, we'll have a good look around the course so you can see what's going to happen right from the gate and where that owner's collection marquee is for their tickets. So the big thing this year is there will be no tickets emailed out to anyone.
Yep.
Owners will pick up their lanyard outside the gate and that will get them into the course. All of that information has been repeatedly sent out for the last 6-7 weeks.
Yep.
And all the EDMs and everything else. Each owner of a horse is entitled to 2 tickets. Syndicates within any entity, a syndicate is limited to 10.
Yep.
And it will be up to the syndicate manager to distribute those tickets and collect them.
It's pretty simple, isn't it?
It's pretty simple. We get that. Obviously, we would like to be giving tickets to everyone, but there's simply not enough room in some of these marquees, and we can't have hundreds of people in the stable. So some of those syndicates have big numbers. So we're trying to be as reasonable about that as we can. Obviously, when they pick up their lanyard, which will get them into the course, they'll also get their waiver wristband, which is for everyone on course this time. So that pays for their food and drink using that wristband, and their race book and things like that. Getting a GA ticket before the day
it would be the smartest thing you could do.
Yeah, it's unlikely we'll have some sold at the gate. It could happen, but it's a bit unlikely.
All right, speaking of the build-up to the Cup trials here on Wednesday, special part of it this year too, between 12 and 1 and spectators. You can watch it live via HRNZ's Facebook page. Will be the barrier draw for the IRT New Zealand Cup, so anyone who wants to tune in for that will be able to do so. We'll have Matt Peden there from the bookmakers desk, Matthew Cross will be there, so as soon as we've done the race, done the draw, we'll analyse the race. So
yeah, look, 100%. Spectators will be open from 2:30 after that function, so you can have a beer in there or something to eat while you're watching the trials. Cup trial will be around 5:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere around there.
And I'll tell you what, Darren, there'll be Rock and Roll Do, there'll be Self-Assured, there'll be Spankum, there's probably going to be Krug there. Gee, it's going to be a star-studded Cup trial. The only couple I reckon will be missing, or copy that's flying down the day before, as is hopefully Majestic Cruiser, and those other horses that went round at Kaikoura obviously won't be there, but it'll be a deep Cup Day trials, and always the support card, you find a winner out of those trials.
Yeah, I mean, for years coming as a very young punter,
yep,
trying to find one, you would watch those horses in those intermediate grades that were never pulled out of their trial, just in behind them, hard held,
yep,
and just doing the work that they wanted to do. So it's worth having a look at those. HRNZ are very good trying to get those results up that night, next morning at the latest, with those videos. TAB help out there. So if you want to have a good day out, come out and sit out and grab a beer and watch those Cup trials.
And also just around, and we'll do obviously a decent preview when you and I speak leading into Cup Day, but we're going to have the box seat preview show. That'll be out Sunday night via YouTube, play out probably Monday morning on Trackside 1, and TAB Trackside have got their own preview show about 7:30 on Monday night. The Harness Race New Zealand lift out will have absolutely everything in it, and the Addington page, your page, will have all of the information. There'll be that much punting information, it'll take you a day to dissect it all.
Yeah, look, we normally try and have that up midday on race day. I'll make sure that that's there the day before, any link that we can find, so it's all in one place, so you can have a look if you want to and do your SWAT overnight. Leading up to the big race, there'll be that much stuff, Greg. You know, there'll be information for plenty for punters to have a look at. And there's a couple of other things which we're going to talk about in a minute that are surprises, but let's go and have a look at a couple of marquees.
Well, what I can promise you, Darren, is, man, there's some activity here at the moment. The marquees are going up. You know, we're inside 2 weeks out now, and this is where all of the infrastructure, because most of it is temporary here at Addington Raceway. Now we don't have a public stand. It takes a fair bit of putting together, doesn't it?
Yeah, look, there's refrigerated units pouring into the course, plus these guys, it's taken them a couple of days to put this marquee up, and it's just one of many. And of course the exciting thing out the back here is the two-storey marquee, the Continental Pavilion. First time in New Zealand. Owners will be on the ground floor of that, about 500 spaces in there for owners, and about 300 on the top floor, which is the casino, and Hydroflow will be on the top floor. But I think everyone's a bit keen to see what
it's a big old go, isn't it?
It's got to be impressive. So, and it's one of the areas that we're really keen to make sure owners will look after. And obviously, you just can't jam them in.
No,
you know,
exactly.
There is just capacity that we're trying to deal with. So, we still will hand out something like 1,300 owners tickets by the end of Cup Day. It's a lot of people. And simply try to give everyone space, you just can't.
No.
So you just got to try and make it work as best you can and be as reasonable as you can. And the people that get one and get in there are going to have a bit of fun.
All right, we're going to leave you with last year's Cup. It was a unique Cup, it was a weird Cup, because we only had about 12 or 1,300 people on course. But this is Copy That. He won off 55 metres last Friday night. We can't, or Thursday I think it was, can't wait to see him back here to defend his title. And he was awesome in front for Blair Orange, and of course Ray Green getting his first Cup winner.
Goes for Copy That as they turn for home. A length and a half on South Coast Arden. Self Assured needs to get busy as Copy That went for home at the 200. 2.5 clear of Self Assured and South Coast Arden. It's Copy That's Cup though. Queue up, ladies. He's done it. Copy That won the New Zealand Cup by 2.5 on Self Assured. South Coast Arden runs third, and Steal the Show ran the race of his life. Next in Laver, then came Classy Brigade Terry. Vintage Cheddar Bad to the Bone Can Go, followed over by Robbins Playboy, Matt Damon Cranbourne, Henry Hubert, and Dance Time. Lincoln Farms will be going off.